Sawa. Recording in progress. That is very good. That is very good. And I've said today we are looking at automatic support and resistance. Automatic support and resistance is what we are going to look at. And I'm going to remove the stochastic because we looked at it yesterday. And then the Bitcoin is going up. We saw a crossover. Yeah, have you seen this crossover? This is in the 1 hour time frame. In the 1 hour time frame, there is a crossover that happened here, and then we have seen some movement upwards. You can see two candles here moved up. Though now it is taking another direction. So, but that is in the 1 hour time frame. Remember, I said I love looking at the 4 hour time frame. I love the 4 hour time frame because I don't want too much noise. I don't want too much noise, and I go to the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame. I should remove all these other things. I want a naked chart so that you can be able to see what I am putting in. And the indicator that we are going to look at, it is an automatic support and resistance, and it is called pivot point standards. Pivot. It is called the pivot point standards. Don't mind about my handwriting. Just understand what I am saying. Don't mind about my handwriting. But pivot point standards, it is what we are going to look at. That is the indicator that we are going to look at this evening. It is drawing support and resistance automatically. And there we go. Where are we going to find it? We are going to find it. Come here to the plus. When you come to the plus, click there, and then it will take you to indicators. Come to indicators. Come to indicators. After indicators, it is going to give you, you go to technicals. For you, you will go to technicals because at least you are still just adding. You go to technicals, and when you go to the technicals, click there, and then you are going to look for it. It is called the pivot point standards. Pivot point standard. There are very many. There are so many. We have points, high, low, pivot point standard, pivot extension strategy, pivot reversal strategy, Rob Booker pivots, and then other pivots. But we want to look at the pivot point standards. There are so very many pivots, but I am showing you this one, pivot point standard. That's the one that I want you to look at. You don't need to. Oh, yeah. No, not this one. Please, not you. This one, it is adding itself. I don't want it. No, not you. I remove it. And then the free version of the trading view can only allow you have 3 only. So pivot point standard. Pivot point standards, you just click on it. If you want to put it in your favorites, you click on the star and then it goes to your favorites. Now for me, it is in my favorites. So it has gone into there. It has gone into my chart. So this is the pivot point standard. Those yellow lines that you are seeing. Those yellow lines that you are seeing, and we are going to see 3 things. We are going to see R, we are going to see P, and then we are going to see S. Let me write it here. R, we are going to see R, meaning resistance. Resistance. We are going to see P, it is called the pivot. I'm going to explain what pivot is, and then S is support. S is support. So when you put it in, it is going to be drawing for you the resistance and support areas automatically. Then you pivot. As you hear the word pivot, I remember when we are studying, we studied finally I've come to realize what pivot means ever since I studied it. Mama, yeah. Ever since I started the pivot, now this time round, now I have its meaning really when it is useful. All along it hasn't been useful. For today, it is now useful. Pivot, that is the turning point. That is the turning point. That is the turning point. So as you remember when we are studying in science, we were studying liver. First class liver, second class liver, and then third class liver, where we had effort, pivot, and what was the next one? I don't remember. Load. Another one was load, pivot, and then now we want pivot. Pivot is the, and then we gave it also another word. It was being called the fulcrum. But now, today we are looking at pivot. Let's take this one, which is so simple. Pivot is the turning point. Now, if you are using this indicator, it will always be showing you a month. Okay? A month. It is showing you a month and what has happened in a month. So you are going to see them when they are very many. Every time you see them ending, it means that's where the month ends. Because when we look at this one, from where it started from, I don't want you to get so when we look at where this one, it is from here to here. When you calculate, when you count the candles which are in there, you will see that it is a full month. Okay, it is a full month, the candles which are there. Now this one which is on, the one which is on, it is still moving. That's why you are seeing it is still extending. This is the month of September. Now, what is the meaning of R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, S1, S2, S3? S1 means the support line 1. S2 means support 2. S3 means support 3, and so on. R1 is resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3, resistance 4, up to resistance 5. Then pivot. Pivot is the point where the prices or where the trend or where that currency might change its trend. Every time it reaches there, there is a change, and then the change will be seen, and then you will see the coin either going up or coming down. Pivot, it is the center. It is the center. So when you are following it, you will always see that every time this trade reaches the pivot line, you will see some changing. Okay, you'll see some changing, and then it goes. If it goes up and then it reaches the resistance 1, you will see it. You will see some concentration there, and then I'm showing you. This is the pivot. The trade was moving from, it moved from down, it came down, it passed it through support 1 and then support 2. Then it went up. When it reached the pivot, we expected either to come down again, but again it went up. When it went up, it reached at resistance 1. You see some concentration here. Okay, it came down, and then another movement came, and then we penetrated the resistance 1, and then it went up. When it went up, it did not even touch resistance 2, and then it was pushed. Now it is coming back. It has closed below the resistance 1, so we don't know where it is going. It might be coming back, and then it reaches the pivot. Okay, it might be coming back, and then if this candle, the current candle, if it doesn't close above this resistance, if it doesn't close above the resistance 1, then it means we are coming to have a stopover at pivot, and then at pivot, then we shall either go up again or we shall come down. So pivot. There is always a reverse, or there is always change of trend that happens from there. Okay, there is what happens there. Now, when you are using this this indicator, it helps you to know where the next resistance is. And it will also help you to know where the next support is, such that when you are trading, you are aware that, okay, now the Bitcoin, if it has closed below, if it closes below resistance one, that is 26,400. If it moves down, the next stop is going to be at pivot. Pivot is at 25,886. Where am I getting those things? Where you are looking, where you are seeing R5 in the bracket, that is the price. That is the price at that area. So that is the price at that area. So it keeps on showing you, it keeps on showing you. So when you are following it, it will be always helping you to be knowing the next direction. And for you to be sure that if it moves down, it might make a stopover at the next line. If it is going up, it will make a stopover at this line. So the support and resistance, the automatic support and resistance, they will always help you to know where this coin is going, where is it stopping, where is it going. So you will be in the know. Always people asking, oh, Madam Harriet, how do you know that this coin is still going down? How do you know? How do you know? And how do you how do you know that it is going to end at, it is going to stop at this price? And even also people ask, how do you know the preset price? So these are the things. If I'm using the stochastic, I mean, if I'm using the standard, the pivot point standards, and then I know if this one comes, if this one moves and then it comes down, I can say I am putting here my preset, and then my preset is going to be 25,886 because I have drawn there a line, because I know when it comes, as soon as it hits on that line, it has either to go up again or to move down. Okay, or to move down, but it has to do something. Something has to happen when that line is hit. It cannot just hit it and then it goes through just like that. No, something has to happen. There must be rejection there. So that's why we call them support and resistance. Their work is to resist. Their work is to support. If the market is coming down, the support lines, their work is to support the market, not to drop more. Whereas the resistance, their work is to resist the market or the trade from moving more upwards. Hoping I am understandable. If I am understandable and you have gotten something out of what I have explained, please go to the chat room and give me. The other time you gave me a 1. The other time you gave me a 1, please give me a 2. Give me a 2, give me a 2, give me a 2, give me a 2. Give me a 2, give me a 2. Someone has said fulcrum. This pivot is a fulcrum. It is a fulcrum. Yes, people have understood. Can you imagine? People have understood. People are following. People are following me. People are following me. Now, if you are following me and you have understood what I am saying, so the question is, how do I use these things to put in a trade? Isn't that one the next question? How do I use them to put in a trade? Remember, I said when I was teaching about the support and resistance, enter the trade at support and get out at resistance. Let's take an example. Let's take an example. This is a pivot. Is it a pivot? This is resistance 1. This is resistance 1, meaning this is the pivot. If this trade, if this Bitcoin moves and then it comes down, of which I know it is coming down because the previous candle closed below the resistance 1. So if it comes and it hits this resistance, this pivot, the next thing, I have to wait. The first candle that will hit here, I'll be patient. Or even I'll go to the 1 hour time frame to see what is the 1 hour time frame saying. Or even I can say I am waiting for this candle to close, that candle that has hit on that line. I wait for it to close. If it closes below this line, I'll not enter a trade. If it closes above, then I wait for the next candle to start then it means we are to go up somehow. Somewhere I take my 2%, I take my 3%, I get out of that trade. I get out of that trade, I go and I wait for the next time when it is moving and it hits there. But again, with this automatic support and resistance, when they are drawn, you can also be putting there your other ones, the minor ones, okay? The minor ones where you are seeing concentration. But again, where you are seeing concentration, yes, you can draw them there, but this automatic one, where it has put those lines exactly, you will start activities will happen there. Or the candles are ending there, or they are stopping there. And when they penetrate through that, then there is another movement that happens. If it is time for changing, you will see the candles or you will see the trade changing in those areas where that line is. Okay. I don't know whether I am understood. When do you enter a trade using the pivot point standard? Enter the trade while it has hit the support and it has closed above the support. Wait for that candle that has hit the support line to close. When it closes, then enter at on the second candle. Be patient. Let me tell you, trading needs people who are patient. If you are so impatient, you will never achieve from trading. You just need to be patient. Be patient, wait for the candle to close. Don't just chase trades. There are people who say, oh, now you see, Madam Harriet said, I have to wait for it to close, but it is going up, it is going up. Yes, it is going up, but it has to come down again. So don't chase the trades. Take your time. Take your time. Keep on checking. Keep on checking. Now, let me tell you, for me, I use the 4-hour time frame. When do I check the market? I check the market at 3 a.m. And then after 3 a.m., if I'm to check again on the market, I come at 7 a.m. because I know that it's 4 hours. Time I check on the market at 11 a.m. Then after 11, I'll check at 3 p.m. Then I'll also check at 7 p.m. So if I'm to check again, then I'll have to check at 11 p.m. That is the end of my day. That is the end of my day. Personally, when I am to trade, I check on the market at 3 a.m. If I'm to put in trades, I have to put them in at that time, such that by 7, around 7, 8, 9, my trades are out. Unless otherwise, then by the time the next candle starts at 11 a.m., I am doing other things. I am attending to people's questions. I am attending to people's concerns. We are doing activations. I am training people. So my trades are always happening in the morning. For me, for you who want to learn how to trade by yourself, always soka low. First, forget about sleeping. Okay, first get about sleeping, because you are still poor like me. A poor person, why do you sleep so much? Why do you sleep so much? Forget about sleeping. Be uncomfortable for the next 2-3 years, so that you are comfortable in the next other years. When you are having money, then you will be able to sleep so much. But you and me, at 3 a.m., let's wake up. Let us see the market, put in our trades, so that we trade within this from 3 a.m. to around 11 a.m. Those are good times for trading. Then after 11, the market is so disturbed. There is a lot of noise. There is a lot of news happening. A lot of financial markets are open and so on and so forth. The market is there. It is not decided, because in the morning, if it was going up at that time, after 11, it is retracing. So no much activity is happening around 11. Then come back at 3. At 3 again, the news, the world news that they always read about finances, they happen around that time. Again, you are not going to see much out of the market. Maybe if you are to see something good out of the market, wait after 7 p.m. Wait after 7 p.m. So I am saying that because I have seen people always ask, Madam Harriet, what is the best time for me to trade? Every time is a good time to trade, but I just give you a recommendation. When you dedicate yourself to look at the market very early in the morning, trade very early in the morning, such that during the day when everything is, the noise is here, disturbances are here, this one is asking, this one is saying this, you are okay, you put in your trades. You are just waiting for the robot to sell and you make your profits, okay? So that is that. Have we understood that? If you have not understood, please let me know. Do I have to explain more? If not, please let me know. And then if you have understood the, we will sleep after making money. True. You don't need to sleep right now when we are still poor. Until when I have 100,000 US dollars on my Binance for trading, that's when I'll sleep. And then I sleep, ooh, and I sleep. But for now, many times at 3 a.m., I am awake. I am awake looking at the market. And then someone says, no sleep at all. Yes, when you are still poor. No, I always see people asking me at 3 a.m., Madam Harriet, what are you doing at 3 a.m.? You are still awake, my dear. A poor person doesn't sleep so much. No, I'm not poor. I'm broke, just broke. We are just broke. Broke people, we are not supposed to sleep so much until when we are having at least 50,000 US dollars trading capital and above, then we shall sleep. Then we shall sleep. Okay? As someone says, we move out of our comfort zone. Yes, you don't know how I love sleeping. You don't know how I love my bed. But because I want to pay the price now so that I play later, I wake up. Sometimes I wake up at 2 and then I stay awake so that by the time the market is changing, remember the trading view, the trading view day starts at 3 a.m. At 3 a.m., that is a new day. That's when a new day starts, at 3 a.m. So if you are trading 4 hours, check 3 to 7, 7 to 11, 11 to 3, 3 to 6, not to 7, 7 to 11, 11 to 3. A day has ended. You don't need to be on the charts all the time, but choose times. Choose yourself a strategy. Practice it again and again. Stick to it. Do that one. Don't keep on changing. And say, I want to be checking on the market at 3 a.m. You do that 3 days, then you go to 11 a.m. Then you do that 3 days, and then 1 week, and then you skip. You go, and you will always be an experienced amateur. Do you know an experienced amateur? That is someone who is here, is studying P1, is in primary 1. Then the next day, he goes to another school, is in primary 1. Then the other day, he goes to, is in primary 1. And then you count 7 years, but when you are in primary 1, you are just an experienced amateur. You are just an experienced amateur. Find one strategy, practice it, stick to it for a long time until when you become perfect in it, then that's when you can say, okay, and now I am doing this one, I am here. Have we understood, ladies and gentlemen? Have we understood how to use the pivot point standard? Let us see its settings. Does it have settings? Let me check. We click on it, we go to this settings icon, and then we see inputs. Inputs, nothing much. Nothing much you have to do there. Then style, nothing. Visibility, it is already the same. So this one doesn't have special settings except the stochastic, and I'm going to drop them in the groups. Yesterday, during the day, I forgot to post them in the groups, but now I am going to post them, the settings for the stochastic. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that is that for today, unless if you have a question. If you don't have a question, then I am done for today. Maybe tomorrow we shall have another. Oh, tomorrow is a Saturday. Tomorrow is a Saturday. I am having a Zoom at 4:30 East African time, or 3:30 South African region time. Tomorrow I'll be talking about how to use robots to do trades. How to use robots while doing trades with your money safely kept in your Binance. No need to send your money to anyone. Your money is with you. You are in control of it. If you have understood that one, please let me know, and then we get out of this place. we get out of this place. Noah says yes. Another one who has understood. APY Salme says she has left. We have understood. Time has gone. I think that is that. But it is recorded. You will do it. You will see it again tomorrow. I'm also going to post what we studied yesterday and the other day, the volume spread analysis and the stochastic. I'm going to post their links in the groups so that you can watch them. Thank you so much for listening to me. Today I am not so energetic. I'm a bit tired. I am a bit tired. See you again tomorrow. Someone says, I would like to join your group. Which group, my dear? Maweja Jacob, which group do you want to join, please? Maweja, unmute yourself and tell us, which group do you want to join?